All right, welcome to welcome to July's healing on Don't Look Energy. Don't Look Energy is about us not wanting to look at parts of our lives or situations that are uncomfortable. We may not want to look at them for many reasons. Perhaps it's because we've been programmed by our parents or family not to look. It could be programming from religious institutions, and it could be all sorts of reasons. And I'll go through some of the reasons later on in the clearing and see if some of these resonate with you. The only way to heal something or shift an energy is to look at it. So when you take a look at it, you actually decharge it and take the power off of what that holds. So many times when you don't want to look, it's not as bad as you think it will be when you start to give it a healing. Tonight, I'll walk you through clearing as much don't look energy as you are ready to release. If there's something specific that you'd like to clear, a specific space that you feel like you just don't want to look at the energy around, that can be an intention for tonight, or you could just do an overall healing on the energy of don't look. You'll get to see how much of that energy is in your space. Let's just jump right in. I already kind of mentioned if it moves fast, you can go back and listen to the replay. I'll post it tonight on YouTube under my name, Molly McCandless, or my business name, Transformational Healing Solutions, or just email me or text me and I'm happy to send you the replay link. All right, we'll go ahead and get ourselves grounded and clear energy first. It's collected up in our space. Grounding and releasing and recapturing our energy is the way to get your body into present time. And that's really the healthiest space for us to vibrate at. So we'll get grounded and then we'll get into the energy of clearing this space clairvoyantly. So close your eyes and take a couple of deep breaths and relax. Give yourself this next half an hour to give back to yourself and give yourself a nice healing. It's really best if your back is straight, feet flat on the floor, your chin is level so you don't kind of nod out and get sleepy. If your feet are flat on the floor, it just helps to release energy with more ease. But if you're not comfortable doing that, do it however you would like to, however you'd like to sit. For those of you who on a regular basis create a grounding cord, if you have a current grounding cord, go ahead and release it. You can create a new one, and I'll walk those of you who do not have a grounding cord how to use this tool. A grounding cord is the way we attach our physical bodies to the center of the planet through the area around the root chakra. So if you imagine from the base of your spine, which is approximately where the root chakra is, if you can make a line of energy that connects that space to the center of the planet, I like to use the visual of a hollow tube that attaches at the base of my spine, goes down through the layers of the planet. So whatever you're sitting on, it goes down through that, goes down through all the layers, plugs into the crystalline core. And once that hollow tube attaches into the center of the planet, it begins to work with gravity to pull energies out of your space that you're wanting to release. So make that connection. And once you make it, you might start feeling a little bit of tug as gravity starts to work with that grounding cord. And I like to make my grounding cord wide. So see if you can visualize widening your grounding cord out, that hollow tube, to be at least as wide as your hips. So you're kind of sitting in this nice big fat grounding cord. It's the same width in the middle now as it is in the center of the planet. So it's quite wide. And again, this is the vehicle you're going to use right now to clear energy that might be affecting you out of your body. You send it down the grounding cord into the center of the planet where that energy gets recycled. I'm going to call out a few energies for you to take a look at and sense if they're in your space. Tuning into your body with your eyes closed. Where are you holding on to stress? Are you holding on to it in your throat or your neck? Your temples, your jaws, maybe even just think from the top of your head down through your body, release any stress that's accumulated in your space. Send it down that grounding cord to the center of the planet. Don't forget to breathe. If you've had a busy day or you've been around a lot of people, have the thought of who might even be in your space and what you've collected up, and release that as well. You may feel a specific space you're holding on to it, but you might even kind of tune into the energy around you, your aura, what's collected up in that space. Send that down the grounding cord. Release the energy of people's demands. So people are always putting demands in our space, and we may be putting demands on ourselves. So whatever you sense uh, is a demand, if you're in a female body, you may feel a lot of that in your female triangle. And if you're a man, you might feel it more in your solar plexus. So wherever you're feeling those demands, release them. And now sense if you have unconscious energy in your space. And, probably all of us do, because there's a lot of unconscious energy on the planet, and it can collect up on our head, on our crown. It can, it's almost like a fog or a vapor of like whitish gray energy. So tune in. Do you have unconscious energy on the top of your head, above your head, around you, in your body? Wherever you feel that unconscious energy, some of it could be yours, but a lot of it is probably the collective on the planet. Release that down the grounding cord on your body. And if you have a lot of unconscious energy in your space, like this is something you probably want to do on a regular basis, because that energy just weighs you down. Then you start feeling people's fears and worries. I mean, if you wake up and you have a lot of anxiety, it may not even be yours. So anxiety could be an energy you release. So you could do this in the morning, you could do this releasing at night, you could do it both times of the day. Um, but we'll move on and start collecting up our energy now. So to collect your energy and bring it back to you, visualize above your head about 6 inches a warm gold floating sun. This golden sun has the ability to collect your energy and bring it back into the space above your head, and which you'll eventually fill your body back in with. So the visual would be creating a floating golden sun above your head, and have the thought, wherever you left your energy in places and spaces and with people, then it can be collected back up or pulled back into that sun above your head. I like to see mine as my favorite color and a vapor, and I watch my energy come back in that color and swirl around and collect back up into that sun. So might have left it at work, in the grocery store, conversations. And also, if you work with people, you might want to release people out of your space. We're kind of past that, but just as a reminder, and then collect up your energy out of people's space if you work with them, because there's always that energy mixing. All right, when you feel like you've collected up your energy, all you have to do to fill yourself in is visualize bringing that sun in through the top of your head. And if that gold energy looks kind of like liquid, you could imagine it starting to fill you in. So it flows down your body and starts filling you in from the tips of your toes, saturating all the cells in your legs, all the cells and organs in your torso. Flow some of that gold energy down your arms to your fingertips and then up to the top of your head. Those two tools, grounding and releasing, collecting up your energy and filling yourself in, that is how you get your body into present time. All right, now we're going to move on to clearing the energy of don't look. In order to be able to look at energy clairvoyantly, you need a place to view it, just like you're on a computer screen now watching this meditation. To look at energy on a screen, all you have to do about a foot in front of your head is create a white blank screen. It's your very own private viewing screen. So create that visual, don't overthink it. These are all just visualizations that that I'm asking you to create. And to the base of that screen, envision like a pole, but it would be like a grounding cord, a hollow tube that attaches at the base of that screen, goes through the layers of the planet, plugs into the crystalline core. You want your screen anchored so that it stays in place, because sometimes when you're doing a lot of energy work on the screen can move around. All right, in order to look now at the energy of don't look, you need like a container to hold that energy. And what you're going to do is create a symbol on your screen that's going to hold that energy. So in the center of your screen, I'll give you two options. You can visualize a clear bubble or a clear rose. Whatever is an easier visual for you to create. In the center of your screen, I want you to create that visual of a clear rose or a clear bubble. And as you create that, have the thought that any don't look energy that's affecting you, that's in your space, flows into that symbol on the screen. And if you have that specific topic that you realize that you're not wanting to look at, then have the thought that that energy is in that symbol. Okay, and in order to heal that space, that symbol, that rose or bubble, is going to need a grounding cord as well, because that's the vehicle you're going to look at healing out in front of you to release the energy all the way down that grounding cord into the center of the planet. So whatever symbol you have, add a grounding cord to it. Know that whatever you are looking at on your screen actually translates to clearing the energy off your physical body. So as you're clearing energy off the symbol on your screen, you actually will, there's a good chance you could feel it activating in your body. So you could release that energy out of your body down your grounding cord as you're working the symbol on your screen. And that is how you view energy clairvoyantly, is on a screen out in front of you. Before we get started in releasing energies, you might already see a lot of dark textures and colors that represents the energy that's affecting you of don't look. But I want you to ask the symbol a question. You can ask symbols questions, and that's how you start intuiting the energy. Ask this symbol for percentage from 0 to 100%, meaning 100% is you're completely affected by don't look energy. Ask what percentage you are being affected by don't look energy and get your number. Remember the number, it's just for reference, because you're going to ask after the healing what percentage you're at after you've cleared a lot. So, all right. Now I'm going to call out, well, actually, why don't we just do a big release first? So whatever textures or colors you see in that symbol right now that you know don't belong because they're maybe dark and heavy, Say hello to it, give it a nod, or like I see you, and start sending it down the grounding cord on your symbol. This is just an overall release. All right, and now we're going to look at some specific energies I'll call out. And as I call them out, you might see them expand in that space. So you may not see them now, but when I call out an energy, it may take over that whole symbol, or it might show up as a speck, or if there isn't any charge on it, then you may not even see it. But you could just have the thought that if that energy's in that space, it releases down the grounding cord all the way to the center of the planet. You want to make sure it releases all the way down. In that symbol, ask or look for the energy of fear. What is it you are afraid to look at? Again, if it's a specific thing you're working on, you could look for the energy around that, but the first energy is fear. Whatever you see around fear, release it. Okay, the next energy to tune into and look in this symbol is confrontation. Do you have energy of don't look because you don't like confrontation? Maybe you were raised in a family that didn't allow confrontation, or maybe it was highly confrontational. So whatever you see around confrontation that creates don't look energy, release it. Okay, the next energy to look for is punishment. Punishment may sound like an odd energy to be in this space, but if you think about it, if someone has conditioned you to not look at something and you've tried to look at it before, uh, if you were to say even call it out or see it, whether it was conscious on their part or not, they may have directed some punishment energy at you so that you would not look, right? I mean, a great example would be somebody in a relationship who is cheating, and they would be like, don't look. And if you look, then they may throw energy at you. I mean, that's just one I was just thought of right now off the top of my head. That's an easy one to call out, but it could be, a uh, boss or somebody at work who's doing something that they shouldn't be doing, and you see it. They may throw energy at you to back you off. These are examples of punishment energy, where you are punished for looking. So just take a peek and see if there's punishment energy in that space. And if you see it, release it. Now look for programming. And if I'm moving a little fast, again, you can go back and look at this later or listen to this later. Look for programming. Perhaps the programming could be from a family, again, or culture you grew up in. So specifically family energy, whatever you see, release it. Okay, here's another programming, and it's a biggie, religious programming. So I see all sorts of religious programming in my client spaces on different topics. So if the church institution or belief system doesn't want you to look at something as a way to control you, there could be religious programming of don't look. So for some of you, that might be really highly charged. I'll give you a moment to clear it. And then look for the overall energy of control in this space. It could be anybody trying to control you to not look at something. So if you see any energy around control, send that down the grounding cord. And look for the energy of guilt. The reason why I say guilt is because if you've looked at something if you have looked at something before and you were made to feel guilty for actually seeing it or calling it out, you may be hesitant to not look again. So if you see any energy around guilt, send that down the grounding cord on the symbol. Okay, and look for any failure energy. And the reason for failure energy is that fear of if I look, if I have to take that next step, I may fail. And failure is just an energy. I don't see things as problems. Success and failure, opposite sides of the like the dichotomy or the energy vibration. So it's really just a highly charged energy and not good to have in our space. So if you see any failure energy, release it. Okay, and if you have a specific issue that you are looking at or that you have not wanted to look at, that you know that you kind of came with the intention, I want to clear the energy around that. I want you to look for any other energy that has or textures or colors in that space that still need to be cleared. I'll give you a moment to release that down the grounding cord. And for those of you who are just doing an overall healing on don't look energy, just see what else can be cleaned up in that space or sent down the grounding cord. Just say hello to it, give it a nod, and show it the hollow tube or the grounding cord into the planet. Okay, there may be a lot more to clear, and it may be attached to energies that I didn't mention in this short meditation. But now you have an idea of how to look at this kind of energy. So I encourage you to go back and work the space again, especially if you feel stuck. You may need to do some uncomfortable things, and hopefully this will clear out the space, whether it's end a relationship or a friendship or change a job you've outgrown, or just a lifestyle change. It could even be getting healthy, right? What is it you don't want to look at? Then you can insert any of these any energies that are specific to you. All right, just want to say well done, everybody. Again, when you choose not to look at something, you stay stuck. When you choose to look at it, that's when change happens, and that's when the growth happens. Without change, there is no growth. All right, now I want you to look at your symbol and ask it, how much more energy of don't look is in your space, and see if your numbers has gone down. Then you get to see the difference between the two before you started and now. All right, we want to raise this up to a higher vibration. So we want to do that every time we finish looking at a space. We always want to fill that space in with gold. So the first thing you're going to do is visualize a warm golden sun above that symbol on your screen. And then just bring that gold sun through the symbol and see if you can get the gold to spread out through the entire symbol to the edges. So if it's a bubble, that's to the edges of the bubble. And if it's a rose, it goes through to all the petals. So all the petals come up to gold. And then create another gold sun above that symbol. And let's just add some positive energies into that space. You could add some thoughts or postulates of courage and strength. I see them as words vibrating at gold, or sayings, or just the intention goes into that sun. Courage, strength, um, decision making. I am safe. I'm safe making changes. I think some validation would be good. And anything else that you feel like you want to put in that space, go ahead and add that energy into the golden sun. Bring that sun into the top of the symbol. And again, now when you expand that gold energy out, it's actually holding those vibrations. This is a great way to raise the vibration of a space. How about, you know what, let's just do one more. Let's just create one more golden sun and add the energy of, I can have change, and maybe change is good for me. Looking at something is good for me, and I am safe looking at anything. And bring that sun in through that symbol. All right. When you're done with the symbol, you don't want it hanging out on your screen. So to clear that symbol, to the right, you can visualize either a gold rose, and you just imagine sliding that symbol into the gold rose, and you can just blow it up. Turns into a billion little bits of gold. It's not destroying anything. It's just clearing the picture. If that seems too intense, create a gold bubble next to the symbol on the right, and just move your symbol into the gold bubble. Visualize a pin and just pop it. And now you're going to fill yourself in. So above your head, create a golden sun. And we're going to do this again. We're going to add energies that we want to vibrate at. If you want to set the energy for your day using this technique to create a gold sun above your head, fill it in with postulates of where you want to vibrate, bring that in, that vibrates through your body, your chakras, through your aura, and that's the energy people feel. So it's a great way to set the energy every day. But right now, we're going to set the energy to help you fill back in after this great release. All right, above your head into that golden sun, let's add some of the same energies. I'm safe looking. I am safe making changes. It's good for me to make changes. How about some certainty? Validation is a good one. Strength, self-love, self-worth. Anything else you want to add into that gold sun? Go ahead and send those energies into it. Then bring that sun in through the top of your head and start to fill yourself in. With this golden sun, you can even run some of those beautiful energies down through your grounding cord to the center of the planet. So you are grounded with those high vibrations from the center of the planet up your grounding cord, your toes, your legs, your torso, your fingertips to the top of your head. You're vibrating at those wonderful energies. And I want to suggest over the next few days, probably drink more water. When you work on a topic, oftentimes you will feel it a little more intensely as it's coming up to clear. So if you are feeling over the next few days a little off because you're clearing don't look energy, or you're getting a little anxiety or fearful because, oh my gosh, now I have to look at something, use your grounding cord, breathe, release, recapture your energy, stay in present time. I'm just giving you a heads up. Not all of you will experience this, but some of you might feel a shift, and sometimes it's a little uncomfortable. So you have tools now in order to counteract that. All right, take a couple of deep breaths, and when you are ready, you can open your eyes and come out of trance. Thank you for being here. Have a great month ahead. Good night.